want to say is that anyone who thinks that women are out there reporting, doing false reports needs to ask the woman closest to them in their lives about this. Ask a woman that you know if she would do that, or if she thinks that other women would do that, and you will get the answer no.
He's Brian Banks.
I did not know nothing about sex. So.
You're watching never-before-aired video of Wanetta Gibson and Brian Banks in the minutes before her stunning confession that she lied when she said the high school football star 10 years ago.
This camera right here was in a plant.
This is the man who helped Banks get the now famous confession on hidden camera. Private investigator Freddie Parrish.
There's only one chance to get the goods. I mean, you got to make it right the first time.
Parrish's son played football with Brian Banks at Long Beach Polytechnic High in 2002, the time Wanetta Gibson made her false accusation. Gibson's family got $1.5 million settlement from the school district, and Banks got 5 years in prison and 5 more on parole, shackled with an ankle monitor.
So I know I'm not behind bars, and I know I'm not locked up right now, but I'm still very much incarcerated.
Then last year, Brian Banks got a Facebook friend request from Wanetta Gibson.
Mr. Banks called my son, Freddie, and asked him, what should I do? My son naturally says, hey, you got to call my dad. He'll help you with this. Once I was able to read the case, there was no doubt in my mind that this young man was innocent.
Parrish devised a plan to clear Brian Banks' name. He wired his office.
We had a pin like this
with hidden cameras
sitting in this pin holder
and with microphones.
We had put the audio device in that tree right there behind him. We saw him.
The private eye suggested Banks first invite Gibson to his office for a friendly chat about their past.
About all the scholarships, everything.
Brian Banks asks Gibson for help in clearing his name.
I will go through with helping you,
but she's afraid of losing all that money from her settlement.
She's afraid of losing all that money for her settlement? Really? It all comes down to the money? I mean, the length some humans can go because of money is really, really mind-boggling.
All that money they gave me, I don't want to have to pay it back all that, because that will take a long time.
Now comes Banks had to convince Gibson to come back the next day and talk to the private eye who was helping free him.
I needed to get her to basically recant everything that she said that Brian did 10 years ago. If I let this man down, I would have to live with that the rest of my life.
Hey, buddy.
The mood in the room was light, but investigator Parrish's questioning got heavy.
When did you lose your virginity? Was it after him, before him? After.
Now the big question. When she said those things, what did you say to yourself?
Wow, I got it.
It was the key evidence that Banks' lawyers from the California Innocence Project needed to go back to court, and that undercover video got Brian Banks' conviction thrown out. Banks' lawyer, Justin Brooks.
Well, the videotape is a slam dunk in the sense that she's recanting her testimony. She's specifically saying that he did not.
Parrish has had big celebrity cases and well-known clients, but this assignment had a different kind of payoff.
No, I had an opportunity to make a difference in a man's life.
And finally, what about Wanetta Gibson, who got all that settlement money after making a false accusation? We asked the DA's office and the school district if they plan to try and recover it. They wouldn't comment. But Banks' lawyer and private eye say most of that $1.5 million settlement has probably been spent.
You know, in fact, Joel, a lot of the neighbors and even some friends have come forward saying that money was spent left and right, and on a lot of things, including cars, a lot of cars.
It is thought that she's gone through, or her family has gone through most of that money. In fact, when she showed up for that meeting, she took a bus, didn't even have a car to drive.
28-year-old Atlanta Falcon linebacker rookie Brian Banks is one step closer to making his dream a reality after taking to the gridiron against the Cincinnati Bengals this week.
Nice job getting off a block and making a play.
It's still one of those situations where, like, you know, it happened, but like now it's just replaying in my head.
But this is no ordinary rookie. Banks joined the Falcons after spending 5 years in jail and 5 on parole. Why? He was wrongly convicted of a high school classmate. In May 2012, justice was served. The verdict for Banks overturned the new ruling, not guilty.
The people's motion to dismiss this case pursuant to Section 1385
I may not ever get the answers as to why I was supposed to go through what I went through, but I know that I'm here today, and I remain. Know that I'm here today, and I remain.
So this brother, I would not necessarily say he dodged the bullet. I mean, God was really looking out for him, and thank goodness for that. No, but here's the thing that really grinds my gears: false accusations. I mean, seriously, when are we going to start holding everyone to the same standards here? Men get thrown under the bus with these false accusations, and it's just not right. Now, I get it. Some people might say, well, if we hold women accountable, they might not come forward about real issues. But come on. Should innocent men be sacrificed just because some woman might be hesitant to speak out? My personal opinion, I don't think so. I mean, imagine being locked up for years like this brother, fighting for your life in prison. I mean, losing your career, even though now he's making a comeback, but I mean, it's fortunate. All because of a lie. It's really terrifying. What kind of society do we live in right now? So let's just take a look at some, let's just talk about some comments that I read when I was watching this video, because people are really fired up about this, and rightfully so. And one person is like, where are the ladies on this? Speak up. But you know what? It's like crickets in there, right? So nobody wants to touch this with a 10-foot pole. And then there is this other comment saying that she needs to do the same time and pay the money back. And you know what? That's just the tip of the iceberg. It's really crazy to think she got away with this scot-free, and it's a real miscarriage of justice in my personal opinion. What do you think about this? And I also watched there's a documentary about remember Mike Tyson, where his accuser's ex-boyfriend came forward and said, she accused me too. Do you remember that? I mean, what kind of pattern is that? And get this, she came from a highly religious family and was ashamed of being seen as promiscuous. Really? Unbelievable. That's really just messed up right there. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think these women should be held accountable, or do you think they should get a pass? I want to hear your thoughts. And make sure you subscribe to Obi Podcast if you haven't done so, and turn on the notification bell. Until next video, which will be very interesting. We need to keep on bringing these societal issues in the forefront. Everyone needs to know what's happening out there so that we are more careful with who we are dealing with. Thanks for tuning in to the Obi Podcast. See you in the next one. Cheers.